Hey there YouTube, Kawaii50 here, and today we got more Arknights content for you, and of course if we're going to fill out the Arknights library, we got to go ahead and do some guides for these Annihilations. If you're a newer player, clearing these Annihilations is very, very important because it ends up getting you a lot of rewards and is your main supply of weekly free Arundum, which you use to summon. So very, very important that you get these cleared. If this video helps you, be sure to go ahead, like, and subscribe for more content, and let's go ahead and hop right into what we're gonna have to do for this Annihilation. I'll go through with you step by step, so don't worry, we got it. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead, check out the team here. You can see I've got 2 Vanguards here, I've got 2 tanks, 2 healers, 2 ranged, 1 AoE caster in terms of Skyfire. I've got Shaw hanging out here, who's completely designed to knock people into a pit. And then I've got a guard as well as a single target caster in the form of a Mia. Now my levels are pretty high here. You can actually end up clearing this as soon as you get a bunch of people to Elite 1. You can see that Jessica isn't even Elite 1 yet, so it is still highly manageable to clear Chernobog with a lower level team. Let's go ahead, start the mission, and go through deployment step by step. Alright, so first and foremost, we've got Fang that we've deployed down here, and up top we deployed Scavenger. Now we put both of our Vanguards out there super fast, so we can immediately start gaining that DP. The second we got enough DP, we are going to deploy our single target healer, in this case Shining, facing up in the bottom row. This is to sort of keep our Vanguard super healthy. And then we're going to deploy Jessica behind her to sort of help dealing some extra damage, and we're going to get a couple of drones flying in as well. So in order to take care of these drones, we gotta make sure that we have a ranged attacker ready. And there we go, we've gone ahead and popped Scavenger's skill. Scavenger just generated us a ton of DP. Doesn't really matter that there wasn't anything to attack there. Shining, of course, deploying her shield. Now, you don't have to use 5 stars. You can use lower level units, of course, but this is just what I got and what I'm using. Jessica's over there helping out, dealing a little bit of extra damage, and we are saving up our DP right now for the next very important deployment. And right there it is. We got Skyfire coming in directly above Fang, so she can end up nuking enemies with all of her AoE attacks. Let's go ahead and double speed that up so we can get to the next portion of deployment. See all these dudes coming in? Doesn't even matter. Skyfire completely blows them up. AoE caster is very important. Now you can see we've got an error risk detected. That's just because we haven't generated enough DP at the point I did the first time I played this. Not a big deal. This will happen sometimes when your characters get too high a level. Alright, then we got Liskarm hopping in right behind to sort of provide an extra tier of blocking. A lot of enemies are going to start rushing out, and we want to make sure that we are prepared for that. Alright, now we've deployed Shaw up top. You can see there's a little hole up top hidden beneath my sort of HUD here. And Shaw is there with her auto skill ready and raring to go, so she can just knock people into the pit the second Scavenger blocks them. We've got our AoE caster Skyfire continuing to put in work. Deploying straight above her, we've deployed an AoE healer in the form of Telopsis, so she can sort of keep our team continually stacked with heals. Because if somebody dies, it's going to be a bad time. Scavenger still up top, still giving us those deployment points. We want to make sure we're still continually generating those deployment points because we're going to end up withdrawing people and deploying new people later as the phase goes on. I'm going to go ahead and cut the video here, skip ahead to the next portion of deployment so I don't end up wasting your valuable time, and we will see what ends up happening next. Alright, our team has admirably provided protection and is here around the 300 mark that we are ready to shift to the next phase of deployment. We've gone ahead, we have removed Fang from the equation, and we have replaced our Scavenger up top with one of our defenders. I went ahead and used Croissant because she is fantastic. Now that we've got this setup ready, we're ready to block some of the more formidable enemies coming from the top. They would have just torn through Scavenger like tissue paper, but now instead we've got a defender up there to sort of help protect the entire lane, because if something gets through, you are definitely going to lose at this point. And Shaw, thankfully, has not been deployed before Croissant, so Shaw is going to go ahead and just knock everybody into the pit. And anything that's coming towards Liskarm, you don't gotta worry, because your AoE caster is going to continue to absolutely melt them with no regard for the personal safety of any reunion member that gets caught in the crossfire. And also up top, we had deployed Amiya to sort of help fight any of the enemies that were coming up, because they had a lot of health. Now, around the 340 mark, we went ahead and pulled her back, because we're going to need to deploy her later for a completely different reason. We need those slots, because some of our operators have a very important mission that they are about to undertake. Just go ahead, continually melt. Error risk detected, just because my operators have a higher deployment cost, but you do not have to worry about that. We have enough margin of error here where everything is going to be fine. Now here's the big deal. We got these caster leaders coming up, and we cannot let them get to the top. So the second they hit that square right there, and they stop for a second, we are going to go ahead and deploy our assassin team. And the assassin team is dropped in. Exusiar, our single target archer, and then we went ahead and put down Savage for our guard. Just completely melted through those casters, and now these two are going to be able to take care of this Butcher, Logger, whatever you want to call them as well. The second the Butcher Logger ends up getting destroyed, we are going to wait a sec and then just go ahead and completely remove them from the equation. Once they've been removed, we're going to place both of our vanguards down below to help maybe generate some extra DP, but most importantly to deal just a little bit of extra damage against everyone coming down from that bottom row. And now we are at 385, and here's where Crown Slayer comes out. Now these vanguards are down here to deal some extra damage to the Crown Slayer. You can see Fang here just completely stabbing Crown Slayer not doing anything, and then just taking all the damage. Our team's continuing to completely mow them down. Crown Slayer again has stopped. We don't really got to worry about that, because Crown Slayer is going to come up here. We have redeployed Amiya in the same spot, but facing left instead. And we have also gone and deployed Savage up top above Liskarm as well. And they're just going to melt through Crown Slayer completely. And then the rest of the enemies are going to get mopped up by our AoE caster as well as Shaw. And that's it. That is your super easy, super quick 400 kill Annihilation Chernobog clear. Now remember, if this guy's gone ahead and helped you, go ahead and let us know down in the comments. And if you have maybe your own strategies for a Chernobog clear, anything you might want to talk about with Arknights, go ahead and tell me about that down below as well, because I want to hear it. This is Kawaii50, again, hoping you have a phenomenal day, and I will see you all in my next video.